All right, welcome everybody to the Oval yet again. This week running the late model series here as we go over to the big version of the Oval here. Actually, Cam 2 would probably be better. You can see all of our racers lined up, several new guys coming in on the mix, starting their series beginning here. Got about 3 cars built today. Tom Payton back in the mix. He's there down on Black Lane. We see Josh Randerson. He's back from the Hometown Heroes action. He's in the mix. And then Jay, the King of Lanes Raceway, he's back from a long journey on the motorcycles. Everybody else you've seen before as they've raced a couple so far. But don't forget, only 4 races required out of 9 total in this one. So we're going to have 9 in this one instead of 8 because we had to push one back last week because of tires. But the tires came in. Special thanks to Roger up there at Mid-America, Roger Smith. He got them tires in just on time, so we were able to have this race this weekend. A lot of the guys excited about it. So we're about to get this thing underway. Racers, y'all ready? Watch your lights. 3 strikes, you're out. You guys know the deal. We're going to start off here Cam 2, and then we're going to roll over into the big Cam. Now in the big Cam here, we can see our first incident. 2 cars involved, one on the high banks, one down low in Dead Man's Corner. Still the same thing. 3 strikes are out. That's going to be a strike there on green for Robert. Who else we got here? Josh Reinerson there on yellow. Bruce Bullington back in the mix here. See him, he's currently setting out. He'll be coming in next. He's actually the first set out. He's got a nice car, got Casper on the front. I told him, I said, man, that car is clean, looking really clean like the 18 car of Jackson. I really liked it too. And I said, man, I would just clear coat that. He did some nice little pinstriping and stuff like that. So there's going to be 2 there for Robert LaFoon, having some issues there with his car currently. Might be bent a little bit. Right now, Glenn Burden out in the lead. Early standings here, 4-4-4-4-3-3-3-2 is the way that it's going from Glenn all the way down to Robert. A beautiful day here in Littlemore, Kentucky. Couldn't ask for a better day to go racing. Wife's made up some cotton candy. The fall spirit in the air for sure. It's been a very busy past couple days as we've been down at the New Lanes Raceway. We got the paint on the ceiling on the walls. Floors going in tomorrow. They just finished sweeping up some of the overspray. So we're excited to let you guys know that that's going forward. Hopefully we can be moved in there in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have us a nice little turnaround about on a weekend where we can get some guys help us move the tracks. So we get another incident here. And that is going to be 1 strike for purple. Four red lights are dropping out to a green. Minute and 18 seconds left to go. Tom Payton now in the lead down there on Black Lane. Back in fashion, in good fashion. Josh Reinerson, his car put together just today, and he's already in second position. As we get Josh Reinerson right there to pop off. So that's going to be Josh's second strike. So he's probably going to dial her back a little bit with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go. He's got to keep that baby on. The number 8, Nathaniel Burden there in the high banks, in the Budweiser car. Been fast all season long. He's now currently in 3rd position, moving up into 2nd. Glenn Burden now in 3rd position as Josh loses a lap there from a wreck. But a very, very close battle. 28 is the leading time. That's Tom Payton down on black to be expected. 2.077. A nice smooth little ride there. Built here at Lanes Raceway. So if you're wondering, hey, how do I get into this kind of racing, but I want to be competitive, we can definitely build you one there to be competitive. Red going to take a strike there. That's going to be Jay Latham going to take his first strike up on red. He's also got a quick build from here at Lanes Raceway. I ended up jigging him and Josh earlier today, cut their uprights to get them down low on the plank to help them out. See who all, that's several people here. We might have a couple setting out here. Let me take a look here at the strike situation. So we got one on red. That's 2 for red so far. Randy Kirtley on white. That'll be his first. There on green. That's 3 for green. 3 for green. All right, good to go. So Robert LaFoon there is going to set out on green. The upper lanes sometimes tend to be a little bit aggressive for these cars as they carry so much speed and they're like little lead weights. The front tires being so wide as they're all running the hefty duty fish rubber tires there in the front, but a lot of them are opted to put super glue or paint them with toenail polish up front, and that lets them slide a little bit better, especially if they got some sort of lubricant or something like that on. It helps them slide and keep them from biting as much. But we wanted to get the real effect of these cars, and that's how they're running real life, big fat tires. And plus it's a little bit of a challenge. 18 seconds left to go. Tom Payton's still your leader with 48 laps. Glenn Burton 48 and Nathaniel Burton 48 to round up your top 3. This just goes to show you how close this race really is. Oh, a little out and back in for Jay Latham as he rounds it about there on red lane. Car coming off to the inside with 3 seconds left to go, and that is going to be Randy Kirtley taking his second strike there on white lane. Jackson Daugherty currently in 4th position, 49. He's about 4 laps down there on orange lane. 3 laps down from him, Randy Kirtley there to separate the pack. 4th down, Jay Latham right below Randy. Josh Reinerson there, 33 on yellow, and 28 for Robert LaFoon. Let's get a heat over right there. We can take a look here at the track mate, and we can see some of these totals. Tom Payton right now, 56 total laps out in the lead, coming back in quick fashion. Back to his old antics. Last time he raced here was sometime about last year this time. He was in the wing car class. Him and Randy Kirtley had a heads-up bout, and he took a little bit of time off to do some professional fishing. So he's back in the mix, and it doesn't look like he's lost his touch. 56 total laps there on black. Glenn Burton there in 2nd position, 55, doing a whole lot better this week so far than last week, having a little bit of bad luck with this series. Nathaniel Burton there, 54. He's a top 3 runner here for sure in this class. Jackson Daugherty also in the same mix with Nathaniel, about a top 3 runner for sure. Randy Kirtley there having a couple wrecks there. That's unusual for Randy. We'll see how he shapes up as we continue on. Jay back in the mix there with 45. Coming up next, we're going to see Bruce Bullington pop in. We see Jackson, come here, show him your shirt here. Jackson Daugherty wearing the new Summer Series shirts that just come in. Flip around there, Jackson. Show them your drip, as they say. Pink dot there up in the right corner there. A couple Lamborghinis. It says in the bottom left, only getting hotter from here. Thank you, Jackson. I don't know if it really focused all that well, but nonetheless, over here to the oval, you can watch these guys work on their cars and put them back together. 1:16 seconds. We'll be right back with you. All right, we're getting 4 red lights to drop here. Jay, he's running to get back to his controller. He's going to make it just in time. And here we go, folks. Another heat, rocking and rolling. Tom Payton, like I said, in the lead right now. We get our first wreck to the high outside here. And that is going to be Bruce Bullington there on red lane. Going to take his first strike there. It kind of looks like some of the newer racers here, like our preliminary race when we ran this, where none of the cars had any kind of modifications at the very beginning, so they're going to probably end up having to figure some stuff out with their cars, but I'm pretty impressed there with Jay Latham so far, as he's actually been able to take a few laps here and not have too much trouble. It's Jay back into his normal fashion here on the oval. So we had several people coming off here, 4 or 5 cars. Looks like maybe 5 total. So that's big wrecks here. Our leader there right now, Tom Payton, going to take his first strike. Down on black, we're going to see a strike. That's Glenn Burden. One on the orange. We got them all over the place. One on green there for Jay Latham, and one on purple for Nathaniel. So the only people not having strikes now is Jackson and Robert currently. As we head back, we'll just start off here in cam 2 so you can see them taking off. Get another car wreck there in cam 2. That's going to be another strike there for Bruce Bullington, his second so far. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, share it to other people that like racing. As we definitely could use the support here, and so could our racers. A car coming all the way from the bottom all the way to the top there. Looks to be Glenn Burden there, going to receive a strike. There down on black. All right, we're back racing. 1 minute and 42 seconds. A lot of racing still left to go with so many strikes. As we see another car fly to the high outside there. That's going to be the third strike there for Bruce. Up on red lane, you can put the cars back in if you don't hit the button, but if you hit the button, it's just a strike. Right now, Randy Kirtley on deck. He's going to be track marshaling. He's representing the Spring Series shirt that we got here at Lanes Raceway for our members here. And these shirts are anything but cheap. So, you know, these racers get a pretty good deal, not to mention on racing, especially if they take racing serious. They race all the time. They get a real good discount on that. And then, you know, they're all racing for those top 3 positions here in the series. We see a car slip out and lock in on red lane up top. And that looks to be Josh Reinerson going to take his second strike here. These cars tend to spin a little bit coming out of Dead Man's Corner. If you can't keep that under control before you get to the crook of the track, a lot of the times will pull them out, especially on the upper lanes where they carry a little bit more speed with the new 1027 gear that most of them are running. It gives them a little bit more top end, but at the same time, you know, you're pushing a big, heavy car here, and that ends up being issues. So we see Jay Latham there. He comes off there down in Dead Man's Corner. That's going to be his second strike there on green lane. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go. Jay Latham representing a Beavis and Butthead dirt late model. Josh Reinerson running Josh Babb, and Bruce Bullington got Casper on the front of his. Tom Payton representing himself and first class detailing. We got a nice little run here going on. 4 wide. 40 seconds to go. Nathaniel Burden moving up into second position there. Glenn Burden now in the lead with 94 total laps. Very, very tight race for the top 3 here. Glenn, Nathaniel, and Tom all on the same lap. As we get a car come to the high side here, we're going to see 2 cars involved in an incident. And that's going to be, or 3 cars, sorry. Green, blue, and white. That's 3 for green, blue, and white. Full red lights drop out to green. We're back racing. 24 seconds to go. Pop over here real quick. You can see, experience a nice feeling clean today. Call Tom, 316-7228. First class detailing. I get him all the time to help clean my golf cart. He does a really good job, and he's really, really fair on prices. Probably a little too fair, if I must say. So we'll head over to the strikes. We'll clear this off. We'll head over to TrackMate. Right now, Glenn Burden in the lead. 110 laps there, rocking and rolling with the real deal O'Neill, or well, the new deal O'Neill. 110 laps, so pretty much like real life, because I do love me some Hudson O'Neill. Nathaniel Burden 109 in the Budweiser car. Tom Payton 109 in the first class detailing car. Jackson Darty 99 in the Scott Bloomquist. Josh Reinerson in the Bab car 87. Jay Latham in the Beavis and Butthead car 83. Robert LaFoon in the Smokin' Joe car 81. Randy Kirtley in the Bobby Pierce or Ricky Bobby Pierce car 47. And Bruce Bullington in the Casper car with 6 laps. Minute and 44 seconds. We'll be right back with you. I'm going to leave you over here at the Oval, and you can watch these guys work a little bit, and we'll see you soon. Five seconds, we'll be back green racing. Already round robin 3 of 9. So we're a third of the way in there. Been good racing so far, nice clean racing. Very few wrecks. We're going to see Action Jackson, our winner of last spring series, or summer series. He's going to be track marshaling this heat. Oh, as we see a car come off the track here. We see Jackson coming here behind me. See whose car it is there. See Jackson underneath the track there grabbing a car, and it's still alive. He might want to take a look at it. I'd say just give it to him. All right, so that's going to be a strike for Randy Kirtley as his car went kamikaze there on red lane. See somewhat underneath the 2 there, Nathaniel looking to clean the tires off of Randy's car. Randy, of course, running the Ricky Bobby Pierce car, 32. Everybody cracking up about it. We're good to go. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Oh, Randy's car comes off but goes back in. We get a yellow flag, and Randy narrowly misses a wreck there on his lane. Red, green, and blue going to take a strike. That's Randy's second. Red, or blue and green's 1. See Randy Kirtley acting like Bobby Pierce, getting that back end out a little bit there in Dead Man's Corner. Might serve to be a little bit of treachery there on red lane, as you can see that back end stepping out hard. Hopefully he can keep it under control for the next minute and 30 seconds, because he's down to 2 strikes here. His car comes up in his lane, and he's going to miss it this time. 2 other cars getting involved there. That's going to be Bab and Smokey Joe there. White lane and purple lane taking their first strikes respectively. Randy Kirtley now there on cam 2. You can see him working on his car here. He's taking a quick peek at his car to make sure it's in tip-top shape because it's been having some issues going around that red lane. The back end a little squirrely on that car. Me and Glenn Burden took a look at his car. It was getting a little squirrely too, and we ended up taking a washer out of the front, lowered the front end, made that back end nice and tight. Heading back over to the oval cam here. 1 strike white, 1 strike green, 1 strike blue, 1 strike purple, 2 strikes red. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Glenn Burden currently your leader, followed by Nathaniel Burden in second. Tom Payton right there on their heels in third position. Randy Kirtley popping out again on red and coming back in. Let's see if he can keep her in there for 1:18. Oh, his car gets squirrely and comes out right there. So let's see, 2 cars coming out there. Randy Kirtley's going to, of course, strike out. We hadn't seen that in a long time. And we see Tom Payton going to take a strike. His first. So Randy Kirtley, he's going to take a quick look there at his car and hopefully figure out what's going on with it, why it keeps popping out. So we see 2 cars involved in the incident. Let's see, Smokey Joe, that's Robert LaFoon, that'll be his second. And also Tom Payton again, that's his second. Everybody else with 1 other than Glenn Burden, he's got none. And neither does Nathaniel there on black. Couple more cars involved in the incident here. We'll see these 2 cars, I believe. So that's going to be a 1 for white lane. Josh Reinerson, his second. And 1 for green. That's Bruce Bulletin's second. So several people with 2 strikes now. Jay Latham now only one with 1 strike. Everybody else with 2 other than Nathaniel and Glenn. So we get 2 cars involved in the incident. We're going to see Nathaniel and Robert. Now, Robert, that's his third. That'll be Nathaniel's first. Just like real life dirt racing, it only takes 1 incident, but in our case, it takes 3 to get a flat tire, I suppose. Roll one off the bead, as they say. Everybody kind of keeping them under control a little bit better now with 39 seconds left to go. Glenn Burden, your leader, 147. Nathaniel Burden right on his hips like we're doing the 72 pitch race again, within 1 lap of each other. Tom Payton there, he's close too. We see a car come off the track. Tom Payton's car. So that'll be Tom's third. 16 seconds left to go. So we get a flag here, and it looks like we got a couple people involved in the incident here. Jay Latham, one of them. Jay's going to take 1 strike. That'll be his second. Who else we got here? Josh Reinerson, that'll be his third. A lot of strikes taking place here. Several people taking hits. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. 12 seconds to go in round robin 3 of 9. We see Josh drop 1, Jay Latham moving up. Tom Payton able to hang on to that 3rd position. We're going to go here. We're going to clear the strikes out. Oh, it's a rough heat, that one. We'll take a look over here at the track mate. Nathaniel Burden and Glenn Burden tied for the lead, 164. Tom Payton there in 3rd position, 146, hanging on to that 3rd position by 10 laps. Jay Latham, 136. 133 for Josh Reinerson. Robert LaFoon, 110. 99 for Jackson. 63 for Randy. And 57 for Bruce Bulletin. Heading over to the oval. We'll let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you. All right, Josh Reinerson going to be our track marshal this heat. 3 seconds left to go before we see the red lights are dropping out. Jackson Daugherty coming back in on red lane. We'll see how well he fares in the Scott Bloomquist 18 car from back when I was a kid. Glenn Burden, your current leader, 166. Him and Nathaniel Burden battling it out for first place. Tom Payton there had a little bit of an incident and wrecked out a little early on, but we'll see how things go. A little love touch there off red lane for Jackson. Looks like he's going to stay in. So we got orange going to receive a strike here, and blue going to receive a strike. You guys know the deal. 3 strikes, you're out. They're going to start back, lose a lap or so. Change up some positions here a little bit. 4 red lights dropping. Here we go again. Tom Payton, 149, third place. Jay Latham creeping up on him by 7 laps there as we see a car dive bomb down to the bottom here. That is going to be Randy Kirtley having some issues with that car. It's running good the other night. It seems like whatever he's done to it today has affected the way that car is driving. It's going to be 1 strike. What? Yes, I already got it. It was Dad. He got a strike. So another strike there. He's in the Ricky Bobby Pierce car. So right now we got green, orange, and blue with strikes. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Tight racing there between blue and orange. Pretty close. Got about 3 wide rolling into Dead Man's Corner. A little slippage there on white lane from Tom, but he's got her back under control. Red lane there, Jackson, right on his heels. Both of these cars built by yours truly. They're both running each other in. Very, very tight race between those two. Tom Payton coming up on some lap traffic there on green. Randy Kirtley wanting to make the pass. Randy making it tough. So we see Tom Payton giving it up a little bit, taking out Jackson. Both of these guys receiving strikes. Jackson's first and Tom's first. 4 red lights are dropping out to green. Here we go. Right now, Nathaniel Burden, your leader, 184 there down on yellow lane to 183 technically. Glenn Burden, these laps, of course, changing now. Tom Payton there still holding on to third by 2 laps. Jay Latham, though, he's coming up on the creep there on purple lane as he really wants to make that pass. We'll see if Tom can hang on to that white lane and just keep that car on the track. So we see a car hit the high side there. That is going to be the second strike for Jackson Daugherty there on red lane. So he needs to go into slow gear and finish it out. 55 seconds, half the heat left to go. He's got to keep that car on or he'll end up coming out. Always a good thing, too, after taking such a wall shot at the end of the heat, just to make sure that the car's not bent, brakes are in good order. But right now, cruise control for Tom, or not Tom, but Action Jackson there on red. He just needs to survive now. Orange lane pretty fast there. Glenn Burden as he makes a pass on the inside. Of course, me and Glenn, we worked pretty hard on that car the past 2 days. Finally got that baby to where she's handling pretty good. Last week, of course, you've seen her. She dropped out quick, and the week before that. But we got that thing back under control. She's working pretty good. We see a car fly to the outside. Nobody else involved. We're going to see Bruce Bulletin taking a strike there on blue lane. His second. Robert LaFoon down on black lane. Looks like he's out, though. He's checking something with his car. Maybe he's just retiring for the evening. 10 seconds left to go. Everybody keeps them on. We ain't going to see nobody come off. Down on the inside, down on white, we see Tom Payton trying to make a move on Jackson. Are they going to fight it out with these few seconds left? 0 rolls the boat as we see one fly off the track right at the end. A little side-by-side action. We're going to see Jay Latham take a strike there. That's purple lane. Might have about 1/10 of a second left to go here before we into a rotation. And here we go. That's the end of the heat, folks. Go ahead and clear out these strikes. Take a look here at the track mate. Nathaniel Burden, 217. Our leader right now by 2 laps. Glenn Burden there in second, 215. Jay Latham now in third position. Kind of took over Tom there by 1 lap there right at the end. 191 to Tom's 190. Tom putting up some impressive numbers to be back into the circuit like this. 56 total laps there on black. That's one better than anybody so far today. He's tied up with Nathaniel, our current leader, on yellow. So just comparing a few here, the orange lane really hurt him there where he wrecked out. But other than that, man, he's back in good fashion. Jay Latham there, of course, third place, 191, hanging on our top three. Jackson Daugherty right behind Tom with 144. Josh Reinerson 133 and 110 all the way down the board from Bruce, Robert, and Randy. Going to head over to the Oval and let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you. All right, here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. We see Tom Payton setting out this heat. He's going to be our track marshal. We got several cars on there. Everybody rolling smooth so far. Nathaniel Burton, your leader, 221 total laps. Glenn Burton, 220 now. Jay Latham, 197. He's trying to breach that gap there. We're going to see Glenn pop off on this one, and he'll be track marshaling. We'll see our first wreck here. And I believe that's the Beavis and Butthead of Jay Latham going to take one there on Black Lane. Black Lane pretty tough so far for almost everybody here. And up on the upper lanes, white and green seems to be issues. And a little bit on red there with Randy, of course, wrecking out on red. Like I said, these are lead sleds, heavy boats, barges of the hard ground here. So we see a car shot to the high outside there. That's going to be the Scott Bloomquist car of Jackson. Going to take a strike there. Jackson currently in 4th position. Something I've noticed about this series, it's all about just keeping the car on, making it to where that your car won't come off. So we get several cars involved in the incident there. Three cars, looks like white lanes. Glenn Burton, your 2nd position right now, green. That's 2 for Jackson. He's got a minute and 30 seconds he's got to survive, and red lane with 1. And that's going to be Josh Reinerson in the Bab Mobile. And we're back green racing, a minute and 30 seconds. Green lane seems to be very tough for a lot of people. See a nice pass there from Nathaniel on the inside of green there on orange lane. Halfway through the heat, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Nathaniel, Glenn, and Jay. Jay now up in the 3rd position, 222s. We see a wreck and a pop back on. Josh Reinerson keeping her alive. Josh goes for the reach. Narrowly missing it. See a strike there for Josh and a strike on white for Glenn. We got a strike there for Jay Latham on black. So right now, as it states, We got Jay with 2, Jackson with 2, Glenn with 2, and Josh with 2. Everybody else, no strikes. As you guys know, it's survival of the fittest in this pretty much. Keep your cars on, and that's what wins the race. You gotta, to win the race, you gotta finish the race. And these 3 strikes do cause the leaderboards to change quite often. We still got a whole lot of racing left to go. Round robin 5 of 9 currently. Everybody's ready. Looks like we're going back racing. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Daniel Burden now comfortably in the lead here. See Josh Reiner, he's going to take a look at his. He can put it back on the track. He did not hit the button. So he's going to take a look and see if he can get some stuff fixed before he puts her back on there and gets a couple laps. 30 seconds left to go in the heat. Looks like Josh has decided he's going to unplug off red lane. Red lane, a very tough lane, very fast carrying speed lane for these heavy monster cars. Glenn Burden right now, 264, 4 laps down from Nathaniel Burden. So we get a red flag rotation. We're going to clear the strikes out. Head over to the track mate and do a little bit of review here. Right now, 53.8 on average laps turned. Nathaniel Burden with 269 total laps. Glenn Burden, 265, 53 on average. Jay Latham, 246 with 49.2 on average. And Tom Payton back in the mix there in 4th position, our top 4 there. 47.5, 190, tied up with Jackson Daugherty. Both of them 47.5. Now we're going to see one of the Burdens coming off this heat, and it's to be Glenn Burden. He'll be track marshalling there, but he ran a very, very impressive 50 laps there on white. Nobody could even touch him by 2 laps on white lane, so he's definitely got a car to beat for sure. Nathaniel Burden's going to have to keep that car on and roll the train for sure. Total laps turned, the best so far, it's Tom Payton there on black lane with 56 total laps. And head over to the oval and let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you. All right, 4 red lights dropping out to green. Nathaniel Burden, now your leader solidly there on white lane. 271 is we're going to see him duck off after this heat. On deck is Glenn Burden. He's going to be our track marshal this heat as we see a couple of them getting involved in incidents down here in Dead Man's Corner. There'll be a strike on red and a strike on blue. So red is, of course, Tom Payton, blue, Jackson Daugherty. These two battling it out as we see 3 involved in an incident down low. They're battling it out, of course, for third position currently. Jackson Daugherty involved in that incident. I did see his car, so that'll be 2 for him. We also see 1 for Bruce Bullington. And, of course, Bruce Bullington going to take a strike there on black lane. And purple lane, the Ricky Bobby Pierce car, Randy Kirtley there on purple lane taking a strike. 4 red lights dropping out to green. And we've already into another wreck here. Randy Kirtley might have some issues there with his car as his car shoots down off the high banks there. Of course, he's having a week similar to what Glenn was having it. So we're going to see Randy Kirtley take another strike. Braids could have been a little too high there. Might be bent there in the front end possibly. You want to say hi? Here's Bobby. He wants to say hi. Hi. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go yet again. Top 4, Nathaniel Burden, Jay Latham, Tom Payton, Jackson Daugherty. So we see a car up on its lid. That's going to be Bruce Bullington taking a strike there on black lane, his second. A lot of 2 strikers so far. Like I said, still anybody's race. Several times we're going to see the leadership change just over Rex alone. Ooh, nice pass there down low from Jay Latham. Oh, we got a car leaned out back on its side. I thought it was going to lay right back into black lane. Bruce Bullington, of course, going to receive his 3rd strike there. And we're going to see Jay Latham receive his 1st there on yellow lane. Bruce Bullington going to help Glenn out, it looks like, do a little bit of track marshaling here. We'll see them there and side by side there at the end on Dead Man's Corner. Minute and 22 seconds left to go. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a smooth out action here on the cars. We see down low Randy Kirtley trying to make a pass there on the blue car of the Scott Bloomquist 18. He makes the pass. Looks like Bab up on green lane carrying some tremendous speed now. Looks like Josh has got his car tuned in, ready to roll as he makes a nice pass there on the car of Tom Payton up on red. So we get a hard hit there on the backstretch. Several involved in it. We're going to move to High Banks cam here. We'll see a strike there for Nathaniel Burden, his 1st. Let's see Josh Reinerson going to receive his 1st strike. And Jay Latham going to receive his 2nd. So as it is right now, folks, if we head back over to the oval cam, Bruce Bullington out. Randy Kirtley with 2 strikes. Jay Latham with 2 strikes. Jackson Daugherty with 2 strikes. No strikes for Robert LaFoon as he's sitting out. 1 strike for Josh on green. 1 strike for Nathaniel on white. And 1 strike for Tom Payton on red. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Here we go again. Good smooth running here. A hard shot to the high outside. Randy Kirtley just takes a huge hit here. So we see Randy Kirtley, that'll be his 3rd strike. To take that baby back to the pits and figure out what's going on with that car. Blue lane going to take his 3rd strike. That's Jackson Daugherty. We're down to 4, folks. The brutality that is the late model series here at Lanes Raceway. Several involved in incidents. We're going to see how it shapes up. So we see a pass from the Bab machine on the Budweiser machine. Jay Latham down there on yellow making some passes. Passes both of them. So we see Tom Payton with a nice little check up there to keep himself from getting hit. Some smooth racing right now. A nice pass there on the inside of the old Bab machine there on green. Really hauling the mill now. It's like he's got those front wheels under check. They were gripping a little too much early on, and that was pulling him out. Now it looks like that baby's smooth. So we get a track rotation. We're going to clear the strikes out, and it was another brutal one. So we're a little over halfway now. We're going to head to the track mate. We see Nathaniel Burden out in the lead, running some impressive 55s down low, tied up. 236 for Tom. Glenn Burden, 265. He's coming back in. And we see Nathaniel Burden there, 318. He's coming out this heat. He's going to be track marshaling. And we'll see Jay Latham now take over the lead. We only got a few more heats left to go. Jackson Hardy, of course, wrecking out there. Randy Kirtley wrecking out, having trouble with his Bobby Pierce ride all race day. Minute and 45 seconds, we're back with you, and we'll let you watch these guys race. I'm going to go grab me a drink, and I'll be right back. All right, 5 seconds before we get back rolling. Round robin 7 of 9. Nathaniel Burden going to be your track marshal this heat. We're going to see Glenn Burden back in the race there with the New Deal Hudson O'Neal up on the high side. Let's see if he can ride that high side like old Hudson O'Neal. Jay Latham currently in the lead right now with 303 total laps. As we see Glenn Burden's car pop off like Randy's did and pop right back in. See a little push through there for Bruce Bullington. We're going to see a strike here on green for Tom Payton. So 4 red lights dropping out to green. We're rolling again. There in the high banks, we see the Beavis and Butthead car. Jay Latham, your current leader. Jay Latham just getting his car built today, so there's a lot of room for improvement there for Jay, but his car, even though it just got built today, not doing too bad today, as we see him currently in the lead. A couple cars wrecking here. Blue and yellow going to take strikes here. They're first. That'll be Josh Reinerson and Bruce Bullington. Here we go, folks, back to racing. Jackson Darty back in on purple lane as we get a couple people involved in some incidents here. Quick on the buttons here. Bab, yellow and blue. Bruce is second and Josh is second. Let's see. Looks like Randy Kirtley's, I guess, stuck it there on black. See Nathaniel Burden there getting those cars back on. 1:28 seconds left to go in the heat. Like I said, Jay Latham in the lead. Total laps at 312. Glenn Burden 278 there in second. 248 for Tom Payton on green lane. We see Bruce Bullington doing a little body modifying here before he gets his car put back on. He really had to bend that nose. Put his back into that. Good to go. He's going to get that car put back out there. Good luck to Bruce, the Street Bullington for sure. We're going to get some clear coat on that car for him. Minute 25 seconds. Coming up next on the Oval, we're going to have the IndyCar Series. It's a fast and a furious little race for sure. Stock gear ratio. Funny thing is, they get sent with 11 pinions and 12 pinions. We just found that out. So we let the guys choose the option, but a lot of them, of course, opting out for the 12 pinion. So much so that we ended up selling out of our 12 pinions. So nonetheless, 58 seconds left to go in this, and then we'll be jumping into that here shortly. And then our evening classes will be our GRC rookie class on the Oval and our 72 pitch L&P class on the Orange to round up the night. Tomorrow, the flooring getting put into lanes 2. Hopefully that goes successfully. We don't have any issues there. And we can get a date set out to get people moved or get the tracks moved. And of course, we've made a post on Facebook. If you have any boxes or anything that you're storing here, you definitely want to come and get those because they will be assumed, I guess, by the building. Purple going to receive a strike there because we're not going to be taking them with us. So the New Lanes Raceway is going to have a vault section for those that wish to put their stuff in it, and it'll be locked and secured for them. We see a car up on its lid there. Looks to be Bruce Bullington, yellow. That's going to be a third strike for Bruce. Bruce, of course, having some issues there with his car. He'll get them fixed out for sure. Minute and 17 seconds left to go in the heat. Or sorry, 17 seconds left to go, not a minute and 17. Little side-to-side slopping back and forth there on black and purple. Both of them coming out successful there. Randy Kirtley's back end real loose for some reason. Jackson Daugherty's there on purple running nice and smooth, keeping his action up. Him and Josh Reinerson on the same lap with one another as we get a heat over, and we're going to clear the strikes. Not one heat so far that hasn't been brutal. So we head over here to the track mate. We'll take a quick look here. Jay Latham right now in the lead, 350 total laps. Now he's going to be coming out next heat, and he'll be our first one to drop out of the race, as they say. And Nathaniel Burden here, of course, with 2 more heats, 318 and 315 for Glenn Burden. These are some top runners for sure. But don't count Tom Payton out. Even though he had some pretty struggles on that orange lane, he is still putting up some respectable times all the way through here. He's definitely looking for that podium. Jackson Daugherty, of course, breaking out there and hitting a 31 on blue is probably going to keep him one step below Tom for sure. But Josh Reinerson and Randy Kirtley having some issues there early on. Bruce, of course, also. It's going to be tough for these guys to come back and get a podium out of this. But I'm sure they learned some stuff, as we've seen Josh already learning some stuff, as his car's definitely picked up just in the past few heats. So he's found some stuff to make it work. So surely the next time he comes, he'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Round robin 8 of 9. We got this one and one more to go. Minute 25 seconds. Watch these guys race. We'll be right back with you. All right, folks, we got 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Oh, we see a hard roll by Jay. Probably the best wreck we've seen all day right there. Bad for Jay, good for the view. So we see Jay Latham, of course, taking a big old spill and tumble. Be his first strike there. Jay right now in the lead, 351 total laps. This will be his final heat. We'll see how well he does. Here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to a green yet again. Nathaniel Burden in second position, Glenn Burden in third. We're going to see these guys jump up after this heat, and we're probably going to see these guys battle it for the lead. Oh, and some hard hits as we see several spinning out all the way down the backstretch. Sweet mercy, what some hits. Brutal hits. So Randy, Glenn, and Bruce definitely getting strikes here. That's Randy's first. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say there, folks. I'm glad y'all didn't see it. Dana launched Randy Kirtley's car out to the center of the track. Randy, of course, not having a good race day today by no means, as Dana puts the nail in the coffin. And he sends Randy's car to the graveyard. Woo! Jackson, you got a strike there on black. All right, Jackson with a strike on black. They really didn't want Randy doing well in this race as he gets his car chucked there in the center. Yeah, he did, boy. Green, orange, black, and yellow. So I got to get a strike there for green. That was quite funny, folks. I wish I had it on the video. I missed it, though. I was doing strikes. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Here we go. Randy taking in a pretty good stride there, as he's already wrecked out a couple times. But nonetheless, what a brutal weekend for Randy so far. His back end on Randy's car is super loose. It's sliding back and forth as he catches a rear end of a car. And that is the rear end of Josh Reinerson's. So Josh Reinerson going to receive a strike, and Randy going to receive his second. With a minute and 21 seconds. All right, we see Nathaniel straightening up the back end of fellow racer Jay Latham in the Beavis and Butthead mobile. Now straightening up the back end of his dad, his current competition, the New Deal Hudson O'Neal. Minute and 15 seconds left to go. We see some cars involved in an incident down on the backstretch. The front end of the Bab machine into the back end in real life fashion of the 18 Scott Bloomquist. So we're going to see Jackson receive his second, Josh Reinerson's second. We've seen that wreck before when Bab got into Scott Bloomquist. And I mean, wadded Scott Bloomquist up. I think it was like a year or so ago. And I mean, that car is probably the worst wreck I've seen Scott Bloomquist have. So, very similar. We see Randy Kirtley shot off to the high outside yet again. We'll see a strike there for Randy. That'll be his third. Randy Kirtley, of course, having a rough time with that car. Something going on with it. We see a strike there for Tom Payton, his first. I hadn't seen Tom Payton wreck since wrecked that often since the time he wrecked out, I believe, on the orange lane. Well, Tom doing really good to be coming back into it. Definitely got a car that can run up front in this 2 times points series for sure. .50 seconds left to go. Round robin 8 of 9. Jay Latham currently your leader, 378. Nathaniel Burton in second, 349. Glenn Burton, 348. As we get another yellow flag and a car to the high outside. And that's going to be the Budweiser of Nathaniel Burton on red, going to receive his first strike here. A new deal, Hudson O'Neal, Glenn Burton enjoying seeing that. See an out and in there on yellow. Yes. Or purple, sorry, purple. That would be his third strike. Him and Randy getting into each other a couple times. Now, of course, Jackson Daugherty on his last strike. He's just going to have to keep that baby under control. That's the name of the game in this late model series. Definitely just keep your car on the track, because these cars are not built to handle well. They're built to look legit. That's it. Of course, these cars are no suspension in them or nothing. Carrying a lot of weight, especially in the front. So hard to keep them on the track when you're going full speed through some of these spots. And a lot of people not wanting to lift causes issues too, going through the crook of the track. You see a lot of the guys back in, sliding back and forth really aggressively. The less you can make that happen, the better about keeping your car on the upper lanes. And a lot of the, nice coast there from Tom Payton, rolling all the way around the high banks there towards the end. As we get a strike clear here, several people coming off there. That was a rough heat for sure. We head over to the track mate here. We see Jay Latham finishing up 397 laps, almost 400 total, averaging 49.6 laps total. Now that's his final heat, and we'll see Glenn Burton and Nathaniel Burton probably push him down to at least a third. As right now, it looks like Jay Latham's probably going to finish third unless Tom can do something really crazy on Purple Lane. But Glenn Burton, 367. Nathaniel Burton, 366. They will take over first and second unless they wreck out. Tom Payton there in fourth position, 336. Jackson Daugherty, 324. Just where Jackson wrecked out there on blue lane. Really going to make it tough for him to get a podium this week. 144, we're going to take a look here at the guys working. We'll be right back with you. All right, here we go, folks. 4 red lights dropping out to green to end the late model series race here at Lanes Raceway. This will be our third one in the bag. is right out of the gate where he got a little bit of an incident. Let's take a look here at Cam 2. So we see Jay Latham reaching down there to grab it. And that is the Bab machine yet again. Josh Reinerson going to receive a strike here. Of course, Josh just got his car put together right before we started this race, so he's definitely going to figure that thing out. I know Josh, he makes some fast rides, especially for these ovals. So next week might be a completely different thing. We'll see that Bab machine probably up front, just by what I'm seeing so far. It's a very quick car. So we get a yellow flag here. We see a car coming out in the high banks. It's going to be the 18 car, Jackson Daugherty. He's going to receive his first strike with 10 seconds into the heat. Glenn Burden now in the lead, 371 Nathaniel Burden in second. Tom Payton, 341. Jackson Daugherty, 328. Josh Reinerson, 314. Bruce Bulletin, 283. And Randy Kirtley, 271. Let's get another yellow flag here. See the New Deal Hudson O'Neal and the 18 of Jackson. Daniel Burden now taking over the lead out there, Rick, but Glenn Burden taking it right back as we see just literally there blue and green is what separates these two, about 8 feet or so. No, Glenn Burden, our leader, narrowly missing a wreck, and what a beautiful coast around blue for the Hudson O'Neal mobile. As we see Bruce Bulletin there, he's going to take a strike there on White Lane. 1 minute and 23 seconds left to go in the heat. Tom Payton right now in third position, coming back from a long hiatus, already getting podiums here at Lanes Raceway. It's going to be hard for Jackson to capitalize on that, being he's about 20 or so laps ahead. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. You see that Hudson O'Neal mobile really flying there on blue lanes. He goes to make a lap there on orange with Randy Kirtley. And that baby comes off. Glenn Burden now with 2 strikes. Jackson with 2 strikes. 1 strike for Josh and 1 strike for Bruce. So Glenn Burden going to have to dial her back a little bit. But it's going to be a close one between him and Nathaniel. Nathaniel now taking over the lead, about 4 car lengths ahead of the New Deal as we get another car to come off. That'll be Bab's ride, Josh Reinerson. That'll be his second. Very, very close race here for first and second. Glenn Burden making a nice pass on the outside of Jackson Daugherty. Jackson Daugherty giving him a little leeway there. We'll see Glenn Burden take back over that lead. I know he was very nervous about that wreck going through Dead Man's Corner. And that is going to be Tom Payton receiving a strike on that one in his first class detailing ride. 4 red lights dropping out to a green. Here we go. Focusing back on our leader there on blue lane. Oh, narrowly misses a wreck yet again. That New Deal Hudson O'Neal, he's on the wire, folks. Will he have enough luck to last 48 seconds? We'll see Bruce Bulletin with a strike. Not laughing at Bruce Bulletin. I'm just seeing Glenn's face over here. He's on rails right now. He needs to survive for 48 seconds, folks. And he should bring home that win in the New Deal Hudson O'Neal. Oh, so we see Jackson letting him have a little leeway there. It's nice of almost teammate Jackson-ish. Let's see Randy Kirtley's back in, sliding back and forth. We see the New Deal make it through that mess as we see him put a lap there on Nathaniel. 27 seconds left to go. He's just got to hang in there for 27 seconds. We worked so hard on this car. I want to see it happen, and he gets a wreck. Very, very disappointing to see that happen. as we see Bruce Bullington take a strike, we see Josh take a strike, those two guys out, and we also see Glenn Burden take his third strike for 3 individuals coming out. Ah. 18 seconds left to go, folks. Man, I thought the new deal was going to bring it home. Of course, he's my favorite dirt racer in real life, and after all the work that me and Lynn put into that car this week, it's heart-wrenching, folks. It's heart-wrenching. So we see 2 more cars coming off here. We're going to see Tom Payton and Randy Kirtley receive strikes here. Randy's first. We'll see Tom Payton second. Looks like Glenn Burden's going to get second position here. Tom Payton back in good fashion there. 385 total laps right now. He's going to take that third position. Jackson Darty in fourth. Josh Reinerson 358 in fifth. Bruce Bullington 317 and Randy Kirtley 313. But Randy Kirtley's still in it. We'll see Randy Kirtley and Bruce tied. So, Bruce, where did you end up wrecking at? In the big corner? So, where's your car, Dad? So, Bruce got it. Okay. All righty. So, we'll clear this debacle that was that final heat out there. And yet, in usual fashion, Glenn Burden having some horrible luck there. Right at the end. His son's going to take it, though. 419 total laps. Nathaniel ran an exceptional race there. Nothing to be taken away from Nathaniel. We shouldn't feel upset by it one bit. What a great race he ran. Had ice veins when it comes to this late model series, and he held it off for a first place, 419 laps. Glenn Burden there, 411, had it in the bag, and he dodged about 7 wrecks in a row, and it was like the 8th wreck just got him, and there was nowhere for him to go. That happens sometimes, and that ended up getting him. He ends up losing by 8 laps. Jay Latham there in third position, 397. I didn't know Jay was that high up. It looked like Tom had it, but I guess where Jay was already done racing. Tom's going to bring home a respectable 4th position. Jackson there going to take home 5th position with 373. Josh Reinerson first time in it, 358, picking up the pace there. Tom, 317 tied up Randy and Bruce. Bruce ending up getting Randy Kirtley. Randy, of course, having a rough weekend, wrecking out a lot. And Robert Laffoon, of course, wrecked out early on and then just pulled his car. We see Tom Payton back in the mix here, turning 56 total laps. That's the most laps turned for this evening. A very, very fast car for Tom. He's definitely going to work a little bit on that car and get that thing even faster. The 37, of course, hurt him real bad there on orange, or he would have probably finished a lot higher up. But a great showing there, 4th position to come back and get in the mix. Tom Payton there right behind me, guys. Let me represent here. First Class Detailing. That's the car he's rocking. Let's get that number out there, folks. Call Tom, 316-7228. Experience a nice feeling clean today. Nonetheless, folks, that's all we got for the late model series here at Lanes Raceway. Thank you guys for tuning in. Coming up next, we're going to have the IndyCar. It's a fast, brutal oval race. We're on the oval this week. Next week, we'll be on the orange. So stay tuned for that. God bless you. Thank you.